Good morning again, guys. All right, so it's a little brisk out here. It's maybe about 48 degrees here this morning, but thought I'd come out, just get my day started, kind of check out what's going on the property and take a look, see how some transplants went, just doing things. But one of the things we talk about all the time is growing vegetables, right? Nobody really ever talks about growing fruits. And trust me, you're going to have a sweet tooth, and not a whole lot of us have the ability to grow sugar cane or sorghum or anything like that, and process it. So what are you going to do to make that pie or to make that jelly or something to have something sweet? Sugars are good energy, remember that, guys. So you're going to need stuff like that. Talk about a comfort food. So, just biting into a peach or crunching on an apple or something like that is going to make it's going to boost your spirits. So I kind of wanted to show you just a little bit here of what I'm talking about and how long it takes. This is something that you need to get going quickly. So let me just kind of flip you over here. This right here is, well, the top branch is probably, if I get up close to it, probably about 9 feet high at this point. This is a plum tree that we planted last spring. So it's been in the ground here for a year. It probably grew 4 feet in a year, okay? Over here is another apple tree. This is one we planted last year. Is it my Red Delicious? I believe that one's a Red Delicious. The Granny Smith is over on the other side. But again, same thing. That was maybe a tree that was about 5 feet tall, typical when you get at a box store, and it grew. So then so those aren't ready to plant yet, or fruit yet. But here's a plum tree, and this one went in 2022. So this one's, no, take it back, 2021. So that one's been in the ground for 2 years. Again, these were the short little trees. There, if I show you, I kind of have to be back this far. That's the peach tree. There are a bunch of peaches on it already. I mean, granted, they're not much bigger than like an almond at this point. But this tree has been in the ground since 2019. If I can find some, because I just saw some. Let's see what we can find here. I don't know if you can see it. That's about as close as I can get. But there's some peaches there. There's some up there growing on along. But this was one of the originals that we planted, and there is a pear tree, okay? You need to get out and get these planted now because it's going to be a few years till you get fruit off of them. I mean, Mrs. P and I've got a couple of peaches, a couple of plums, and the plants have been in the ground for a while. So if you're going to plant trees, the old saying, best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The next best time is today. Get it out. But maybe you don't want to wait that long. Okay, here's a strawberry patch. We planted last year 5 strawberry plants. The strawberries have their runners all over the place. So we get more strawberry plants. And there are, I walk over yonder. Let's see. Mrs. P pointed these out the other day. There are, let's see if we can see them, some little strawberries starting. Okay, we'll get something. Blueberries, right? That's a blueberry bush we planted last year. You think we're getting any blueberries off of it this year? No. Okay, but it's in the ground and it's growing. This is what it's going to take. It's little things along these lines. You got to remember, some of the stuff, if you plant it once, you're gonna receive the bounty from it for years to come. We've got raspberry bushes, and there are all sorts of little raspberry buds on there, if you can see. There's more up the line here, and these went in last year, so they're just starting to, the one in the center here went in 2 years ago. So they are just get to the point where they're going to be producing for us. If I move on over here, we'll take a look at some other stuff. Okay. And we'll flip this down. There's a gooseberry. Okay. That was planted last year. It's growing on along. We're not going to get gooseberries yet this year, but we'll get them. Okay. This is my project, one of my projects yesterday, planting all the cabbage. Just for real quick, if you guys want to see, remember those test cabbages that we did in the greenhouse? Those are the test cabbages. I think they're looking pretty good. But you start looking around at things that you need to plant. And not everything is going to be tomatoes and cucumbers and whatever. You can still go get a tree at the grocery store. I mean, we bought them there. The box stores, you know, 20 bucks. Sometimes you can find them at $20, $25. It's going to take a few years, but spend the 20 minutes it takes to put a tree in the yard somewhere and promise yourself that you're going to have fresh fruit in the future. I mean, if anybody's gone out to the grocery store anytime recently, let me get out of the sun there we go, gone to the grocery store anytime recently and bought any sort of fruit, peaches, nectarines, pears, plums, whatever it is, there's no taste at all to them. None. I mean, why even bother, especially at what you're paying for them? You know, we had, like I said, a couple of peaches last year, and when we cut those things open, they were bright red all the way through. They were so sweet. The juice was just dripping down my face just to eat a slice of a peach. And that's what I remember from being a kid, when you'd go out in the backyard and pick a fruit tree. Because like a lot of you, my grandparents, my parents had all their fruit trees because that's where we got the fruit and things like that, because it was better than the stuff you buy in the store. You know, it's not hard, guys. You really don't need to do anything with the fruit tree. I mean, I'll give you this, the extent of what I do with my fruit trees. Okay, they're in the ground. I mulch them every year, not out to the drip line. I know everybody says to do it, but as the trees get bigger and bigger and bigger, cover your whole mulch. But that, and I will put some Job's fertilizer spikes in there, and that's it. They're on their own. I mean, guys, trees grow around here. It's not a problem. They're all over the place. I mean, you look at this. I think we can grow trees in Tennessee. As long as you get the ones that are good for your area. I mean, this tree right here, this is one you guys ask about all the time. I'm going to show you this. Is a sweet cherry down south. Okay, and if I get there it is, if I can show it to you. It's a sweetheart cherry. This will actually grow sweet cherries down in Tennessee, okay, down south. There is a type. We had one cherry on this tree last year. This one's been in the ground for 1 year, and I mean, it's 10 feet high at this point. But get out and plant your fruit trees. Down the road, you're going to be happy when you got something sweet to add to your dinner plate. Trust me. Pinball out.